Hello again. Today I went on to Logic Masters Germany again, and I chose this puzzle by Chameleon. The rules are very straightforward, but well, we'll see how it goes. So normal Sudoku rules apply. We have these blue diagonals where digits cannot repeat. So essentially the two diagonals in the puzzle will be an extra region of the digits 1 to 9 each. So let's see what we can see here. I'm drawn to ones because there are three of them, and I'm thinking about where ones might go. I'm just going to pencil mark some ones into boxes when there are relatively few places where they could be. So I almost I did pencil mark that, but I'm going to take it out because I think that's just too many choices. And now I'm thinking about ones. Maybe I'm going to try nines actually first. So if I look at nines, nines can be in one of those three squares in box 4. A lot of choices down here. Relatively few choices here in box 7, and actually now I'm going to look along this diagonal. So basically as I'm doing this puzzle, I'm going to be checking each box where numbers can go, but I'm also going to be checking on the diagonals where can they go. And so where can 9 go along this diagonal? Well, it can't go in the middle box because of this 9. It can't go here because it can't go here because of this 9. It can't go here because of that same 9. It can't go here. So 9 is actually going to be in one of those corners. I'm just going to mark that. I don't know how I'm going to mark that. I almost put a color there, but I'm just going to see if I can unwind this a little bit further to see if I can tell which way it goes. So let's suppose, for example, that the 9 is up here. What does that tell me about where 9s go? And the reason I chose this one is because I see in this box, box 2, if this were a 9, that kind of forces this 9. I'm going to see how far that goes. So the 9 will be in one of those two squares, and then those two. So no, it doesn't quite get me what I want. But I do realize now that the 9s have to be in those because if the 9 is here, it's got to be in one of those two by this kind of pincing up the 9s. And if it's here, we decided I think it's one of those two. So that leaves 3 9 possibilities. Similarly, those 3 9s here. 3 8s, so where can 8 go? In box 4. And the diagonal, it's one of those 3. I don't know which one. In this box, it's actually one of those 3. That's kind of interesting. So if it's here, it has to be there. And then that doesn't quite get us too far. Let's go back to ones maybe. So looking at these ones, where can 1 go along the diagonals? Right, because it can't go up here in this box. And it can't go down here in this box. And it can't go in the middle. That's interesting. So the reason that's interesting is because this number in the middle is pretty important because it's going to rule out that number from the diagonal on both sides. And sometimes I'm going to run into the situation of, well, I need to put 1 on both diagonals. I can't put it in the top right box or the bottom right box. So I can only do 1 in the middle box. I don't necessarily need to have any in the middle box, but I need to have potentially 1 in the middle box. Or I could have 1 in the middle box in any of these locations. But then I would need at least 1 more in one of the left boxes, at least 1 more. And that's interesting here because the only place that 1 can go in the left box is it can't go here in box 7 because of this one, or here because of this one. So I'm left with these 2, but it can't be both of those. Right, so one of these is going to be, well, actually I'm going to mark that. And I'm going to remember this 9s. I'm going to mark those in blue. Just as like a reminder to myself that like one of these is a 9, one of these is a 1. And that means I have to have a 1 in one of these two, right? If this top left corner is the 1, then where does the 1 go on this diagonal? Well, it's not going to go here, or here, or here because of this one, or here because of this one, right? And it can't go in any of these three, we can see from these pencil marks. So it's going to have to go in one of those two. No, it'd have to go right here, right? So it'd go right here, and conversely, if this were the 1, you can go through the exact same logic, the 1's going to have to be here. And so I end up with a 1 in one of those two spots, which means I have a 1 here in one of those spots. And this is cool. Yeah, we've got a digit. So I originally thought, well, 1 could go in any of these spots, right? So this one eliminates the top row, but I have 4 spots. That's not so interesting. But because I have this green mark reminding me that one of these is a 1, that means this cell cannot be a 1, right? If this were a 1, I couldn't put a 1 in either of those spots. So that can't work. And so my 1 is actually down here, which means this is a 1, because this can't be. I'm just going to quickly turn off the checkers. Okay. So, does that give me any more insight into 9s? Not yet. So what if this is a 9? If this is a 9, then we have a 9 here. Let me just highlight all the 9s. If this were 9, we'd have it here. We have it here. And then they have a pair there, here. Oh. No, that's fine. Yeah, so that's fine. Let me try the other way. If this is a 9, we get a 9 here, we get a 9 here, we get a 9 here, and here. Oh, interesting. So either way, we get a 9 here, right? So I think we know the way to do that. This can't be 9, right? What would happen if this cell here were a 9? Then I get a 9 here, and here, and then I would not be able to put a 9 in either of those blues. So this can't be 9, which means I've got the 9 in box 7 has to be in this column, so these can't be 9. And that gives me a 9 here. Now I've got a 9 in one of those two spots, so this can no longer be a 9. This is a 9, which makes this a 1, because we had to have a 1. That green marker was reminding me that I had to have a 1 in one of those corners. And then my 1 is here. How many more 1s do I have? Let's say we've got these two. So my 1 has to be in one of these two spots. I'm eliminating it from here. So there's my 1. So I don't know how that's... Oh, and then the diagonal resolves these ones. It gives me an 8 as well. So I have 8 in one of those two squares, not here because of this 8. Right, so every time I get a digit, I just try to think ahead of, well, does that provide any more restrictions than any of these other boxes? That's how I decide kind of where to look next, right? This 9 gives me this 9. Oh, that's very restrictive. Now we've got a 9 here. And we've got a 9 in one of those two, but not here because of these 9s. So how many 9s are left? None. Okay, we're done with 9s. Great. 8s. So those two, these two actually, these 3, and that, I mean, there's a lot up here. So I'm going to mark those though as possible 8s. I think 8 along this diagonal, it's either here or here, right? So if I put it here, it would have to go here, So I'm in this weird situation where only one of these is 8. So it's either these two are 8 or these two are 8. But I don't know which way it goes. The reason I want to look at this one is because that eliminates 8 from here. So if I think about where 8s might go, that would put an 8. Oh yeah, that breaks. Cool, so this can't be 8. So why can't this be 8? If this in the bottom right corner of box 5 is an 8, then this one can't be. So box 9 has to go here. And now, where does 8 go in box 3? Well, first, you might have to see that 8 can't go in any of those squares, because we're assuming that that's an 8. So 8 is down here. So 8 has to be in the top row. But it can't be here because of this 8, or here because of this 8. And so it has to be here, but that's along the same diagonal as this 8. So there's no place 8 can go left. So this can't be 8, which means this is, and then where does 8 go along this diagonal? It's there. Now I don't get this nice thing that I wanted up here, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So I have, okay, where's the 8 now? Actually, where's the 8 in box 3? It's not any of these. It's not on the diagonal. It's not here, so it's got to be here. And now I have an 8 in one of those two spots or those two spots. So 8s are almost done. I just have to fix those last two. Let's see, our ones are done, 9s are done, 8s are almost done. About 7s. Seven is, I'm looking here because of the 8s. I actually am going to mark that. Maybe I shouldn't. But only because of the way that 7 will interact with the 8s. Right, so if I can get rid of that 7 and have a 7-8 pair here. So where are 7s? Okay, one of these is a 7. One of these then is a 7. In the middle, it could be really anywhere along the diagonals. It's one of those two, which means it's not here, but this box doesn't really have any 7 restrictions yet. I try 6s. So 6 is one of those. Or one of those. Yeah, I'm not quite seeing what to do next. Let's try 5s. Aren't that many 5s in the puzzle? Oh, but actually, these two intersect nicely. So one of these is a 5. And then where does 5 go along this diagonal? It has to go in the middle, but not in the exact middle, because that's along the same diagonal where it's just forced a 5 here. So one of these is a 5, one of these is a 5, and then, yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of our 5 logic. One of these corners, I'll mark it, but I don't think that's going to do much for us. Oh, there it is. So where's 5 in row 5? It's not here. It's not here because it has to be in one of those two to satisfy this diagonal. It's not here because of those two. It's not here. So this is a 5. So that's not. This is. Does that help us the rest of the way? No. It could still be these. And then, or here, yeah, and then these. I really shouldn't even mark that. Except that, one of those is a 5, which is kind of interesting. So what have I got left? 2, 3, 4, and 7, and then 5s in places. And then those 2 8s. I'm really wondering how I'm going to get through 2, 3, 4. There's 1, 3, there's 1, 4. There are no 2s. So let's go back to 7s. I have 2 7s. Should I just mark all the 7s that are possible? I'm just Not sure. Okay, where do 7s go along this diagonal? They're either here or here. It's 290, not in the middle. Not in the middle, so then where does 7 go? 7 has to go in one of these. Okay. So that was kind of a complicated chain of logic, but I think that'll be right. So I think 7's gonna have to go here. So what's gonna happen if 7 is here? Then I'll have to put 7, where does it go in this diagonal? It's gonna have to go here because it can't go in the middle from that 7. And it can't go anywhere in this box or anywhere in this box because of the 7s that will be placed. And then where do I put 7 along the other diagonal? Well, it can't go here, can't go anywhere in this middle box, can't go here because of that 7. So that breaks. So this can't be 7. 7's up here. So now I do have 3 possible 7s here still. Because I could have 7 here and then one of those two. Let's just take one more look at 7s of where they could be. So sometimes I just like to highlight things to visualize it and see if I can find a restriction somewhere. And like it's just easier for me to look at the pictures than the numbers, I guess. And I'm looking at, I'm just going to color that real quick. I'll color it pink just so I remember what the 7s could be. Suppose that were a 7. And the reason I'm looking at this is that would eliminate those two. And it kind of forces me into another 7. So if this is a 7, that goes here. And then that's eliminated from possible 7. So the 7 has to be in column 1 from box 4. So the 7 would go here. It doesn't really help me though. And then I'm still stuck. So that actually works. But if it's not here, so that's one of those two, then 7 in the diagonal is going to go on one of those two spots. And then where does the 7 go in this row? It's here. And there. That doesn't get us anywhere either. So 7's are fine. I'm going to get rid of that coloring. I don't think that's going to help. So back to 6s. I am going to mark this one this time. And then where does 6, I mean, there's just so many places 6 could go. I'm drawing a box 5 here. And I'm thinking about where 6 can go on the diagonals. I'm wondering if 6 might be in the middle. Suppose 6 is not in the middle. Then I'm going to have to put a 6 in one of those spots because it can't go here. And I'm going to have to put a 6 in one of these spots. I don't see why I couldn't. No, it seems fine. Well, hold on. Yeah, so 6 can't go. So here, I'm going to do a little coloring again, just to show you what I'm looking at. So if the 6, I'll color this one too. These are where, well, no. Suppose that 6 were not in the middle. If 6 is not in the middle, then I get this problem of where to put 6s on the diagonals, because it can't go in box 1, and it won't be able to go in box 5 because I put it here. So I've got 3 more boxes to put 2 6s on the lines. If I put it in this box 7, then it's going to have to go here on this northwest to southeast diagonal. Actually, that does work. Sorry, in my brain, I thought I had to put another 6 here, but there's one here, so that does work actually. Or, I mean, maybe it works. I don't know. We'll see. Can I eliminate 6 from here? Probably not. I can't do there. I don't know why I'm going to be able to do there. Okay. Let's see. 1s, 2s. I need 2s. I can't do anything with 2s. How about 3s? Only the 1, 3. But because that's full. 3 has to go in one of those, so it's one of these. In box 3. So one of those is a 3, but I don't know which. Actually, what are these numbers? Just 2, 3, 4. This one's not a 3. And then these are 2, 3, 4, 7. That's 2, 4, 7. I know what about this one. 2, 3, 4, 6. That's not 6. I'm tempted to pencil mark 6s and 7s everywhere. That's the only thing I have any purchase on at all. Right, because 8s are basically done. I just need to figure out one of those two ways around. I do have some 5s. What can I do with 5s? That could be the only one. The only box I haven't marked 5 that's missing is this one because there's 4. So I've got those 2 and these 4. That leads to these 2 and these 3. Yeah, it's just there are too many ways it could go wrong. So 5, 6s, and 7s have something, and 2, 3, 4 we'll just figure out, hopefully, once the 5, 6s, and 7s are done. So is it 6s or 7s? I can't figure it out. I'm gonna do them all. So 7s could be here, or here, or here, here. Where's my possible 7s? Ugh. It's not pretty. Oh, but not here because of this 7. So one of these is a 7, but I don't know which. And one of these, but I don't know which. So if this is a 7, that's a 7. One of these, this one. That's fine. Okay, if this is a 7, then we have one here. Again, one of these. Oh, am I just in one of these no matter what? No, because if this is 7, I'm going to have this one. So, okay, so we have these. This one actually going there. This one. This one. So that works. I'm tempted to color, I'm tempted to go through these 7s and color them and see if there are any that just can't be, rather than relying on my memory. So if this is 7, then that's 7, and that's, oh, that doesn't work. Okay, so this can't be 7. That's much simpler. So if this is a 7, where does 7 go along this diagonal? It has to be here. And then where does 7 go in box 8? It has to be here. But that breaks because of these two, they both have to be 7. So this can't be 7, which means one of these is, so this is not. 7 is one of those, so this is not. And now I do get a 7-8 pair here. Wow. And that makes this a 5. Whew. That is rough. Okay. But that feels intended. But that is a hard deduction. So now I have a new 5. What can I do with 5s? It's still those. No, I am going to mark those because I've got 5, 8. And then one of them's a 2, 3, 4, and here's the other. Yeah. It's just. Okay, so I got 5. I have a 7, 8 pair here. So this is 2, 3, 4, 6. This could be 6. So whatever this is, I'm going to mark this in orange. It'll have to go here. Because this is 2, 3, 4, 6. What's missing from this is 2, 3, 4, 6. So this can't go in one of those. It's got to go here. And then it could be 4. So the danger with coloring as a placeholder is I tend to miss that it could be a cell that's already given if it's one of the possibilities. So what can these 3 be? They could be 2, 3, or 6. 5s. I'm thinking about 7s. So now we're down to these and these. So this is like a little trio here. Okay, so that's a 7. Okay, right. So where does 7 now go in row 5? Only there. Those can't be 7. That's not. This is. 6 has to be here. Which means one of these is 6. So let's look back at my 6s. One of those. One of these. Anything here? Wow. Is that really right? One of these. So do I get any? Okay, but now I'm thinking back here about where does 6 go on the diagonals is a lot harder, because 6 is either here or here on this long diagonal. Right? Can't go here because of this 6. Here because of this 6. Or here because of this 6. It's one of these two. So if I put it here, then it's, well, I don't think this can be, well, it might be. So if this is 6, I need the 2 6s on these diagonals. Which puts one here. Let's highlight my 6s again. Puts it here. Actually, that's fine. That still works. See, if I put a 6 here, then I also have to put this here, and then here, 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 here. That works too. Maybe it can't be in the middle. So if 6 is in the middle, then it's not going to go on any of those diagonals. It's going to go here in box 3, and then one of those 2, one of those 3, these, so it's going to be here. That's fine too. Okay, so I don't know where 6 goes. Could go lots of places. How about 7s again? I think I marked all the 7s, right? So it's those 2, yeah, and those 3. And I don't see a way out of that. 5s. One of those, one of these, yeah. Same problem. Do I have to look at 3s and 4s? Let's see. Where does 3? 3. One of these is a 3, but I don't know which. Yeah, I mean 3, it could just literally go anywhere. Well, actually, one of those is a 3. I wonder if I can get something from that. So why is one of those a 3? Because 3, where does it go on this diagonal? Not here. Not here, right? So there's only those 2 left. I'm tempted to mark that, but I already have colors. I mean, I'm going to get rid of that because that's fairly obvious. I'll hopefully find that again. This is 2, 3, 4. But one of these is a 3. How does that help? Suppose, say that this were the 3. Then one of these, in fact, this one, because on this diagonal, if this is 3, this can't be, and so 3 can't go here. Or could it go here though, actually? Let's back up. If this is 3, then one of these, where does it go in the middle box? In one of those. So actually it could be, the 3 could be in the middle here. But it's one of those, and these, yeah, that's not, what if this is 3, one of those, one of these. I mean, there's just nothing to go on here. How do I, so, okay, what about this row? What am I left with? 2, 4, and 6. I keep coming back to 6 because all my 7s are in. 8s and 5s have this kind of three-way pattern going. So I'm going to do a little coloring with 6s. So, let's see, one of these is a 6. One of those is a 6. I've got the 6 here, 6 here. Where does 6 go in this box? Could be anywhere. Ugh. So the reason I'm thinking about coloring is I feel like once I place a 6, it kind of unwinds a lot of stuff. I want to see if I can set up a kind of partition, a color partition of 6s. So I'm going to highlight these 6s and think, okay, where can 6 go? I'm going to highlight all the places 6 can go. Okay, and I'm going to highlight those in purple. And I'm going to say, okay, suppose this middle one's 6. Right? How does that unwind the rest of it? Well, 6, that makes this 6. One of these makes this 6. Actually, this is just straight up not 6. So 6 is down here, so these can't be 6. So now I have here, it's here, and here, and here, and here. So that's fine. I'm going to color those orange. If this is 6, then it's here, and here. That breaks, actually. Yeah, that breaks immediately. So this can't be 6. So if this cell is 6, then 6 has to go here and here. And now, where does 6 go in box 9? It can't go in either of those two because of this one. And it can't go in this because of the diagonal. So this can't be 6, which means this can't be 6. So now what if this is 6? If it's here, then it's here, and it's here, and it's here, and it's here. So that's 6 either way, interestingly. So it still could go to either of these places, but I'm going to call that blue for a second. So any place that's not orange or blue, sorry, this one's orange. Any place that's not orange or blue, I can take the coloring out because it's definitely not a 6. And this one is 6 either way, so that is a 6. I'm going to get rid of the white and purple as well, and maybe just leave the orange and blue this is like a, no, in fact, I'm not going to color code it, but these are, and I'm going to highlight all these and mark them as these are the possible places 6 could go. And then get rid of the colors. Okay, so now my 6 is marked. So does this 6 unlock anything? This is probably not, because this is 2, 3, 4. And that doesn't really give us much. I don't know anything about the 2s and 3s and 4s. I know that this one is this one, so I'm going to go back and kind of color these a little bit and see if I can color code my way out of the 2s and 3s and 4s. Right, so I have these are these are 3 different 2s, 3s, and 4s. This one goes here. This one goes here. This is orange or green, but I don't know which. Purple is not. Green is not any of those. Purple is in one of these. So purple is also in one of these. Oh, this is purple. So I've got orange and green around it. So now purple is one of these. And one of these. One of these. Oh, so purple has to be here, because where does purple go? So I have orange, green, and purple to distribute here. This one's orange, that can't be purple, so it must be green, and that's purple. And now that tells me purple is here, which tells me and that's not purple, so that's purple, that's green. Green is any of these. Where's orange? Could be any of those. And this is, so orange, so green, okay. Green is not 3, and purple is not 4, because this purple sees this 4. So purple is not one, so it's one of these two and not 4, but not this one. So that's purple. So that's 6. Huh. I did not expect that to be the way this goes. So then 6 is in the middle. Okay, so now I can unwind those, all the 6s. 6, 6, 6. Hopefully that's it for 6s. Yep, done with 6. I've got some color in my 2s, 3s, 4s. I could maybe think about coloring 7s and 8s, although there actually aren't that many. No, this is only 7-8 pair, so that's not gonna be worthwhile, I don't think. Yeah, and 7 I just have this kind of setup. It's in 5, so let's go back to, so 6s are done. So let's see if I can keep coloring 2s, 3s, and 4s. So green and orange here, which means none of them are here. Which means these are only 5, 7, or 8. That can't be 7. So there's nothing else that those squares could be besides what's marked. That's what that 0 means to me. How about this? Could this be green or orange? Because this is. So if this were that, it'd have to go here. Yeah, it could still be either. Well, green is down here. Yes, so where does green go in box 9? Not there. Not those. Not here because of this green. So it's got to be one of these. So that makes 4 orange. And it makes this a green 7 pair. And it makes that 6. No, I already did that 6. It makes this green. And green is either 2 or 4, or 2 and it's 2 or 3. So green is 2, and purple is 3. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm really liking this puzzle. That's not 3. It's a 2, 7 pair. This is 4. And what's left here? 2 and 4. This is 2 or 4. So this is also 5 and 7 in some order. Other 2 or 4 is one of these. That can't be 2. So, okay, I'm going to get rid of the colors. The colors are now messing with my head. Where are the 2s? And oh, so this is just known. 7, 2, 7, 5, 7. That finishes the 7s. That should also finish the 5s, I think. That's an 8. Maybe not? No. Because, well, no, then I have to put in this 5. 5, 5, 4, 2, yeah. I think we're done. 4, 2, 4, 2, 7, oops, 8. Aha, 40 minutes. Okay. Well, that's that puzzle. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.